Hello, Jack Toledano. All or not according to Jack. How the hell are you? If you are watching this, it is June 5th. It is my birthday. Another revolution around the sun. And for my birthday, and no, I did not. I did not wear this shirt again. This is pre-recorded from the other night. So no, I only wear my shirts once and then throw them in the laundry. So there's your little birthday chuckle. Anyway, so my subject for my birthday subject, I'm going to talk about albums that were released today, June 5th. And you know what? They had to be good. I have to really like them in order to talk about them like this. So I am going to bring it up on the screen right now, and I'm going to talk about uh, my favorite June 5th album. Here goes. Deep Purple in Rock. Uh, so my relationship with Deep Purple. So back in the late 70s, early 80s, I had this friend who was he became a big Deep Purple fan. At the time, he was a little more adventurous than me, but I don't know where this kid got the money, but he basically, any money he had, he bought records, he went to concerts, never had a fucking nickel to his name, always bumming money from me for lunch and school and to buy snacks and shit. Now you know where his money went to. I'm surprised he didn't buy this Hammond organ here. Uh, so there's a reason why I put that there, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So anyway, so he liked Deep Purple and he was trying to get me to listen to Deep Purple. And my first reaction was, why are you listening to them? Well, they're basically a one-hit wonder. All they do is all they're known for is Smoke on the Water. But boy, was I wrong. I gave him a couple listens, and you want to know something? I fell in love too. And at the time, I didn't realize how popular they really were in the early 70s. I mean, their popularity rivaled Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath. It was basically the the threesome that in hard rock. It was Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath. Those were the bands to listen to if you got into the middle of the '80s. These guys were the prototype, and you know what? They didn't have a twin guitar attack like these guys do. Instead, they have the guy who would just go nuts on the Fender Stratocaster. I'm talking Richie Blackmore, and John Lord, who went nuts on the freaking Hammond organ, which you know what? He was the one who came up with the idea. Wait a second, let's not plug into a Leslie cabinet. Let's plug into a Marshall stack. And you know what? He got that growling sound that was freaking phenomenal. So after 3 albums of Deep Purple, uh, I guess they weren't satisfied with their current state of things. Uh, there were those that said that they were a little confused, that they didn't really they were suffering from an identity crisis. And about that time, Richie Blackmore heard early albums by Black Sabbath and of course Led Zeppelin too, and he's like, maybe we should try this sort of thing. So meanwhile, uh, John Lord, who's the center of the right there, he's the center guy in the Mount Deep Purple Mount Rushmore. Uh, he wanted to do this concerto thing, and Blackmore said, "Okay, we'll do your concerto thing, but then we got to try the hard rock. We got to try the really molten heavy rock, as heavy as it can be." So everybody got their wishes for at least for a few albums. Everybody was happy. They played 7 really freaking kick ass songs. I don't give albums 5 out of 5 too often, but I certainly, if I were reviewing this, I would give it 5 out of 5. So, 7 songs, let's talk about them. the very first song, Speed King. Um, the American release, there's no introduction, goes right into Dana, and then he starts singing "Good Golly, Miss Molly," "She Was Rocking in the House of Blue Light," etc., etc. Uh, for the uh, British release, there's they go into this jam, then it goes into this soft John Lord opening, similar to Very Best of Deep Purple. They go into this soft John Lord opening, and then holds the note for like I don't know 20 seconds, and it goes right in Dana. So that's the difference. But great song nonetheless. I saw them play it in '85. Uh, Ian Gillan wanted to, have some, how would you say, simplistic lyrics that went with the lyrics of the '50s. But meanwhile, uh, you had your first taste of that really hard rock guitar and Hammond organ interplay. And then they just go back and forth like a few times. Freaking fantastic. So great song. Didn't end there. They went into one of the deeper tracks on the album. I don't recall them ever playing this in concert, but you want to know something? I love it anyway. Bloodsucker. Uh, uh, Similar to the Judas Priest song Bloodstained. I love them both. Uh, not that I'm looking to draw blood from anybody, but this one they really go into it. The interplay between Richie and John again. Da na 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 na. And then again, John goes into his furious Hammond organ growl, which you know what got me to love players of the Hammond organ so much. I started to seek out other bands. I became a big fan of Uriah Heep for that reason. I'm seeking out even more bands that play that style. Okay, so Bloodsucker 4 minutes 16 seconds. From there we go to the 10-minute Child in Time. That's a song they played on Made in Japan. No changes really. Same 10 minutes, but that's more of an interplay with that's where you first hear Ian Gillan screaming. So Ian Gillan being he's the first guy in the Deep Purple Mount Rushmore, but his vocals were just second to none. I don't mean to disrespect him. I didn't think he was very good with Black Sabbath in the '80s for that one album that they did, but it's not a mark against Ian Gillan. I just didn't think they were a good fit, but for 3 or 4 albums here, fantastic fit. He just really kicked ass with the vocals, with the screaming. If you've never heard Child in Time, go listen to it. Sounds fantastic. Some more furious interplay between the keyboards and the furious guitar solo of Richie Blackmore. 2 verses, pretty much the same verse about being drafted into the Vietnam War. So check it out. Next song, the slightly less than 8-minute Light of the Rat. Another song that I really like. Bow now 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 now. There's more great Hammond organ here. At the end, you are treated to a first guy right there. Ian Pace drum solo towards the end, right after Ian says, "Please stay away." Yeah. Bow now now. Check it out. Great tune. Another song, Into the Fire. I think, I could be wrong, but I think there is some Leslie Cabinet. being used here instead of the Hammond, instead of the Marshall stack that the Hammond goes into. Basically, the Leslie cabinet gives it that swirling effect. There's a revolving cone inside the speaker that gives it that swirling effect. Uh, Actually, on stage, not only did I see John Lord use it, but I saw the guy from Steppenwolf use it. Very cool. I did see the actual Leslie cabinet, so that was really cool. And I could see the spinning what the hell is it? The spinning cone on stage gives it that swirling effect. That not vibrato, whatever it's called. But anyway, uh, Into the Fire. Uh, at the very end, there's a really nice Richie outro where he goes, awesome, awesome stuff. Probably the least song on the album for me, but still a good song. Living Wreck. That song very heavy with the John Lord growls, uh, Hammond organ growling. Wow, 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 now, do now, 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 now. That's basically how Living Wreck goes. Uh, Check this album out, folks. I mean, it's not too long, 43 minutes out of your life. For those of you who profess to know heavy metal today and are into heavier music, like a couple of my coworkers, they say that, they're into Metallica and they're into the heavy bands, but they won't give this band a try. Shame on you. What the hell are you guys thinking? Check it out. Where do you think all that heaviness came from? Leaves me with one song, my favorite song on the album, Hard Loving Man. Um, Iron Maiden would take that about 10, 12 years later, and they would make that their signature gallop. Uh, oh, so good. So freaking good. More interplay by John and Richie. Uh, For reasons I can't get into, I would love to play you some snippets of this album, but unfortunately, goddamn Eagles gave me a strike, one of those copyright strikes. So I love you guys. I'd like to stick around for a while longer and try to do this and see where it takes me. So unfortunately, I have to hum the songs for you and just stress to you to go check it out. If you have Spotify, they are on Spotify. If not, go to YouTube. Check it out by all means. Uh, Also, during the sessions of In Rock, they they did the song Black Knight. It was a single that was not released on this album, but it was released as a single. That's a song that's on the very best of Deep Purple, and they did play that as one of the encore songs, I believe, when I saw them in '85. Yeah, they did that. They did Speed King, but they did not. Oh, what else did they do? Woman from Tokyo. That show that I went to was very famous because Richie refused to come out and play Smoke on the Water. I just didn't feel like playing it that night. I'd rather go jerk off with my wife and play that Renaissance crap music now. Sorry, I don't get it. I don't like it. I'd much prefer to hear you do this kind of stuff. This is what made you famous. Maybe it's good to experiment once in a while, but never get me to buy one of those albums. Sorry. So, Deep Purple in Rock, 5 out of 5 stars, released on June 5th of 1970. I don't normally do this, but the charts. Number 1 on the Australian chart, uh, number 9 on the Finland chart, number 1 on the German chart, 19 on my very own Italian albums chart, 68 in Japan. Wow. They come a long way. That Live in Japan album really freaking made them. Norwegian albums, uh, ranked 5, UK 4, US Billboard 200 only 143. Damn. Yeah, well, in the States, they finally hit it big with Machine Head, but maybe we'll talk about that at a later date. But thank God they hit it big with this album, particularly Australia, Germany, UK, um, Finland, Norway. Good job, guys. So, what else can we talk about? We're going to talk about another album while I pull it up in my notes here. Just give me a second. I can't spell. There we go. Released. Um, oh, I'm sorry, just bear with me a second. Okay. Released on June 5th of 2009. An honorable mention. We're going to pull it up right now. Talk about that a little bit. Chicken Foot. So yes, I'm going to be doing an episode, or I don't know what order. Actually, I'll probably put the if you're watching this, I'm probably already released my episode with Tim Derling to talk about Sammy Hagar. Chicken Foot is a super group that comprised of Sammy Hagar, Joe Satriani, Michael Anthony, bassist backing vocalist of Van Halen, and drummer Chad Smith. But a couple of songs that I absolutely love: Soap on a Rope and Sexy Little Thing, songs that I will be talking about at some point tomorrow. Um, yeah, so June 5th, 2009, Chicken Foot, really good stuff, man. So check both of these albums out. And it's been, hopefully, it will be a great birthday. Planning on taking a half a day. Go take some golf swings later today. Even if I go to the driving range, it'll be like getting out there for me. As long as I don't have to work the whole day. I don't want to work. I just want to bang on the drums all day. Maybe learn how to bang on that Hammond organ like John Lord can. And there you have it. Jack Toledano, all or not according to Jack. Please help me out by subscribing. That would be a great birthday present. So thank you very much. Please tell your friends to give this video a listen. Send this link to them, and I will be eternally grateful. Thanks so much. Speak soon. Bye all.